I covered this before. The Catholic Church is the mother of all churches. I will be adding this video at the end of my video. This is a Catholic church inside a hospital, and she points out all the Freemason symbols all over the church. I grew up in the Catholic Church, and I'm so grateful that Yah pulled me out of the church 4 years ago. So you're going to see the X. I covered the X before. X for Osiris is risen. Paleo Hebrew script. The X is Tav. Tav means mark or cross, because the image that they gave the world was the cross to worship. Even though it tells you in the book of Acts that Jehoshua was nailed to a tree and he hung from that tree, not a cross. They just tricked the whole world into worshiping that image. Do you see the 3 crosses for their Trinity? Do you see the word God above? Isis, Horus, and Seth. The G in Freemason is for God, short version of Gadriel. Do you notice how the Abrahamic religions are in the pyramid? All religions are man-made, and the roots of all religion is Freemasonry. It's a way to control your spiritual life. It's control opposition. And the Vatican created both Christianity and Islam. I covered that before. It tells you in the scripture of Psalm 68, exalt him that rideth upon the heavens by his name Yah, but with a Y, not a J. And there goes the obvious, the pyramid, and the star. And you should know by now that there's no such thing as a Star of David. That is the Star of Rephaim. If it was a Star of David, why so many nations have the star? And I covered this before. After the stoning of Stephen, you find that in the book of Acts, they went after the true followers of Jehoshua. They destroyed our books, they burned them. They removed books and changed names. And King James himself was a Freemason. And he also wrote other books. And there goes the Star of David. There goes the cross again. So one image looks like the sun. And the second one, I got to be careful with my words. I will say loving children. During the Council of Nicaea, they created the Roman Jesus Christ, combining Zeus and Krishna. Jesus equals Jesus. In the Vatican, Zeus and his eagle. And Zeus had a young lover, a cupbearer, and that's what it represents in the Catholic Church. The altar boy is the cupbearer. Remember how they're behind all these religions? Muhammad and Aisha, his child bride, who was between 6 and 7 years old. And in the Talmud, I would suggest you pause it and read it. Right there, Talmud, Oral Torah. Isis, Isus, Jesus. And you get the Jesuits from Jesus, soldiers to the Pope. And all presidents are Jesuits, including Trump and including Biden. And Obama, all presidents. Isis and Horus, Mary and Jesus. Zeus on the top, Peter. Jehovah, because it's not Jehovah. It's Jehovah. And you see they created Christianity. And right there too, you see Jesus Christ. And right above it, Venus, which happens to be Mary. Morning star Lucifer, because he plays 2 roles. He is Janus, the sun god, and Sibyl, the moon goddess. They are androgynous, both parts. And there goes that little Jesus Christ. Looks like he's crying. And they'd opened the book of the law within the heathens and sought to paint the likeness of their images. And the scriptures, it tells you that they will give you another gospel and another Jehoshua. They did. The one that ended the law, that ended the Sabbath, that ended our feast day, and whose image you worship, and who sits on most people's temples. When we fell into captivity, we were sold to the bad shepherd. You will find that reading in the reading of Zechariah. You notice the shepherd's staff? Also, you're going to see in the stained glass, you see right there, the images? I made a video on YouTube on the Heavens of Light tomb, the purification of Babylon by fire and water. And I explain where a secret site is at, the 4 corners. And I cover Antelope Canyon that happens to be in Arizona. Felicity, Arizona, history of humanity. What you see right there in the circle, That is a horseshoe bend. The shape of a capital letter, omega. That's what it means. That shape means omega.
Hey guys, Kendra here. I just came into this little chapel inside of a Catholic hospital to pray, and I just noticed some things that kind of caught my attention. So I've been studying about the occult symbolism and Masonic symbolism and how to spot this stuff. This is on their brochure. And then really what caught my eye is I'm coming in and they have this really ornate like wall like carved out in their walls. And I come over here and I don't know if you notice anything, but I'm learning so much, and looks kind of suspect to me. If you know what that means, I'm gonna put it at the end of the video. So, and here you have this star, which now we're learning is they use in occultism and Freemasonry. And there's, of course, the pyramid. Then you have the light bearer on that. You can see the torch in the middle. Really been studying all of these different denominations and religions, and you know, just letting the Lord open my eyes to it all. You know, we've been deceived on such a grand scale, and it's time to open our eyes, you know. So I pulled up some signs of the occult, so you could see this was on the brochure, and this, of course, right here was on the wall. There's a star. Here represents the Baphomet, and there is another star. If you really blow it up, you can see more of the symbolism on there. This red cross right here was on this hospital's personal flag, and this is a Knights Templar. They're in Freemasonry, and if you can, I'm trying to show you the tie between the Catholic Church and the religion to the Freemasons. This is all, it's all in the symbolism. Here's the Catholic priest in their robes. This ties the, this is a hospital logo. It's all tied to, it's like Greek gods. Like the symbolism is right in our face. And then you've got the wings that are tied to Freemasonry. So this was the logo I was showing you in the video. You can read what that represents. So if you're still on the fence about Catholicism and you don't believe anything I just said, I ask everyone to pray. You know, I always tell people, don't listen to people's, you know, opinion or this or that, but always take it to the Father yourself. You don't need a priest, you don't need an intercessor. Your personal self can go straight to the Father and ask Him, and He will show you. He'll find a way. He speaks to you. He speaks to all of us. He's always listening to us. So I just ask you guys to pray about this. Satan doesn't care if we go to church. He just wants to make sure that we are not on that narrow path that will lead us to heaven. And so anyway, I love you guys and hope you have a great rest of your week.